Well, hello. Welcome back to Neptune Fish Tarot. My name is Alicia. So today I'm going to do a collective reading for the new moon we're having this week. It's in the sign of Cancer. So I do believe that it is occurring between July 9th and the 10th, depending on your location. Again, it's in the sign of Cancer, but new moons, of course, they affect everyone. It's always a new cycle. I do look at the astrology before I do readings with moons, full moons, new moons. We do have a lot of aspects between this full moon and Venus, right? So Venus is the planet that rules over like our value, our worth. So things to do obviously with love and relationships, things to do with money. So whether you're coming to this reading wondering about an existing relationship, a new relationship, whether you're coming to this reading because you're focused on money, growing a business, getting a new job, getting a promotion, investing, right? Anything to do with money. Or whether you're coming to this reading because you just really starting to feel beat down this year. And, maybe your kind of self-worth is taking a hit. You're kind of feeling stuck or tired. Those are kind of all themes that are gonna unfold this week. I think we're gonna find that there's going to be some delays. Okay, the astrology would seem to indicate that we're in a holding pattern that we need to bite through. We need to break through, right? The energy. So the best frame of reference that I can offer going into this reading, going into this new moon, is that we are going to need to hold firm. We're going to need to steady ourselves mentally and steady ourselves, be patient, and push through the energy. Okay, so with all of that said, let me go ahead and get into the reading. You can see I just pre-shuffled all these cards. I took out like 5 oracle decks. I've got a couple of tarot decks here. We're gonna just get right into the reading. So the main deck that I pulled out, I was really called to use the Wild Unknown Tarot today. One of my most favorite decks, really. And on the bottom of that deck, so we're going to call this the overall energy for the reading. I think it's perfect. It's the 9 of Wands, right? This is the Wounded Warrior. This is where, like, we're at the 9, right? We're climbing up to the top of these stairs. We've had almost just as much as we can take. We've almost made it to the 10. It's a heavy energy, right? This is about our creativity and the energy and the effort that we've put into something. So if this is a relationship for you, you've kind of come to this place where you're getting kind of tired. You're getting to the place where it's almost becoming too much. But again, as I said, this is an energy of needing to push through. And so with the 9 of Wands, with this reading, this is what we're being called to do. Right out the gate, we've got death, and it went into the 4 of Wands, into the Daughter of Cups, which is the Page. We've got the 3 of Wands, we've got the 7 of Wands, okay? 6 of Cups, 5 of Swords, 2 of Pentacles, Daughter of Pentacles, that's another page, a lot of pages in this reading, and the 9 of Pentacles. And then I went ahead and clarified over the top of that with Ciro Marchetti. I can never remember the name of this deck because I have several of his decks, so just bear with me. I'll post it in the comments or in the description below. I'll actually post the decks that I use in case you're curious or needing to know. So let's kind of get into this. Death with clarified by the Knight of Cups. It really does look for many of us like something is coming to a close. Now, it doesn't have to be an entire relationship or an entire job or an entire project or anything to that degree. But there's going to be some element that is needing to literally renew itself, right? So death and rebirth. So with a new moon, let's focus on the rebirth side of things, right? What needs to be reborn? What needs to begin again? So sometimes we get into a project or into a relationship with somebody, and there's just some element of it that it's just not panning out. It's just not working out. It doesn't have to be the whole thing that dies off, that goes away, but there's definitely some focus and some elements on what it is that we need to do to make this relationship successful, and to align it with what we want, who we are, where we're going. Where are we heading? Who are we becoming? So with the Four of Wands, I love that. It's a very foundational energy. Fours are always that stability. In other tarot decks, the Four of Wands, they'll call that like the 1111 card. So with regards to relationship, that is embarking on a journey into a portal where you are in a reciprocal relationship with somebody else. You're heading into a balanced, harmonious, celebratory energy, all things that are happy. So I would say, though, with death at the front of this row, we're probably not finding ourselves in the astrology, because like I said at the beginning, we're going to have a lot of Venus themes this week. All right, so it's not that we are in the midst of success at the moment, but it's where the Knight of Cups is bringing us, right? It's where we are heading towards. So the focus is going to be to keep this idea very centered inside of us. What is it that we want, right? What is it that we desire? What is the idea of what it means to be successful? Imagine yourself in a relationship with a significant other, with a business partner, with money, a relationship to anything where you are in a balanced and reciprocal, like the energy you're feeding into that relationship, that it is feeding you back. Imagine yourself being successful, having a victory, moving forward with that relationship, okay? And the Daughter of Cups, which is the Page of Cups. So what is being offered? Clarified by the Hierophant. So the Hierophant, is all of our traditions, our rules, our the things that we look to as structures outside of us, right? So, and then I'm going to kind of lump this all together into the Three of Wands and the Wheel of Fortune. This is all what we're looking forward to. This is all what we are, what the universe is bringing into our sphere, what the expectations that we have set up for what we want to see transpire. So the wheel is always turning. There are going to be things, rules that we're going to have to follow, things in our environment that we're going to have to contend with, right? But the truth is that as we await, for those to show up in our life, we await expectantly, right? So we're not attached to outcome per se. We have an idea of where it is that we want to go. We have an idea of how we want people, places, and things to show up for us. And then we just sort of send it out into the universe. So with the new moon energy, we are sending it out to the universe. This is what I want in my life. This is what I envision for my life. What do you want, right? Do you want your current existing relationship to grow and to become something more? Are you single and you're wanting to manifest something new in relationship? Are you waiting for money to come in, right? Venus themes. We do wait expectantly for them, but we don't always know how that's going to be, right? We can't always know how that's going to show up or what that is going to look like. And so we're just sending it out into the divine, and so that spirit can return it to us. This is knowing that the wheel is always turning. It's turning in our favor. And finally in this row, we've got the Seven of Wands clarified by the Two of Swords. So we are at a crossroads. Seven of Wands is really standing in our power. It's believing in ourselves, right? So if what has gone before, it's not quite unfolding the way that you want, it's understanding that you don't have to settle for less than what you desire. It's understanding that you can stand firm in this idea of knowing what is possible, of knowing that what you are waiting on is coming. Okay, it is on offer. You've put it out as your offer into the universe, and you're just at a crossroads now mentally, right? So it's getting right with our thoughts, with our mind, understanding who we are, standing up in our authority for our life, expecting that what we desire is coming, not backing down from understanding the value, though, of who we are, too. Because a lot of times when we're in this Nine of Wands energy, it's a beat down. It just is. It's like you're on your last leg. It's like your last stand. You have climbed all of these stairs and you're in this place. It's like, do I just let it all go? I would say this. It's not about taking a whole lot of action to do a thing or to not do a thing. I think this is talking more about just waiting for it to come, that it's on its way, and all you need to do is just sort of take off that blindfold and realize that it's coming to you regardless. There's nothing that you have to change about who you are. There's no one else that you have to be. There's nothing else that you really have to do, but you just have to persist, right? You just have to keep going. So here we are revisiting what it is that would bring us happiness, what it is that we have dreamt about for so long. The seeds that we've planted with the Seven of Pentacles, right? Are they paying us out, right? What other seeds do we need to plant? What other work do we need to put in? Let's think back as we are considering what needs what needs to grow, what needs to happen are the foundations, okay? Are they firmly rooted? Are they firmly planted? Clarified by this Queen of Wands. Again, a queen, and this is a feminine energy, and it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman, it makes no difference. It's just talking about, again, understanding your value, understanding your worth, knowing that you are bold, that you have the ability to manifest, to create. This is what you have to expect for yourself. This is what you have to understand, who you are, right, in this process. And that you don't have to settle for anything less. We see with the Five of Swords into this Empress, right? So this is cutting away anything in this thing. So like if you are in a relationship and say you do decide that, you know what, this really is the end of the road for the entire thing. This is Venus coming in with the Empress saying, okay, in this situation for you, how are you putting your needs and your value first, right? So maybe this is the case that you have somebody in your relationship who is, being manipulative, or who is coming in and just constantly arguing and fighting with you, who doesn't want to grow with you, who doesn't want to go where you're going. Well, standing in your Empress power, this is understanding that your value and your worth comes before somebody else's in this situation. It's about reciprocation. It's about foundation. It's about the fundamental idea that, you can manifest what you desire. And understanding that sometimes things do need to completely end. Now, for many of us, again, like I said at the beginning, we're not going to just throw out the baby with the bathwater. We're not going to just walk away completely from relationship. But I would say this week, there does need to be a clear delineation, okay, where if something is not working out, there is a stepping back here. There's a stepping back and there's a rethinking. There's a rethinking process with this Two of Swords going into this week about, okay, what needs to happen here? Maybe I need to step back and I need to take some time in solitude. Cancer is a sign that they do take a lot of this, water sign, right? So this is about readdressing our emotional security, our emotional foundation. The foundations, all of this is rooted in our foundation to ourselves, right? And so, we can't move forward with this new moon until we've sort of taken a time out to revisit what's missing in this relationship, what needs to be reworked, what needs to be redone, what new activity can we plan on taking? Can we, this is having like, almost like a divine intervention. This is where you're connecting in and receiving sort of like messages from the universe to come in and to cut away all of the riffraff, like all of the stuff that up to this point, it's not served you and it's not working for you. So yeah, it could be a person, but but more than that, I think it's about our thoughts, right? It's about our, like, what stinking thinking are we participating in that needs to be cut out? What ideas about who we are, and like, do you believe that you have the power to show up and be an authority in your life, be a divine creator in your life? Do you believe that you're the Empress? Do you believe that you're the up leveling from the Queen of Wands to the Empress energy? So that's what this week is really bringing in for us. Yeah, here we go. So the Hanged Man is clarifying this Two of Pentacles. So again, what are we vacillating around, right? So it's like we have this idea, we come to this fundamental understanding of like who we are. We're the queen of we're the Empress. We are the high dollar value. We're showing up for ourselves. We're not giving our power away. We're not allowing others to come in and to destroy the construct of like who we are, right? Like, and then we're taking some time to step back, the Hangman, to revisit, to rethink, to rework. You know, disconnecting from the outside and coming into Cancer, into our center, into our quiet space, into our reflective space, to rebuild ourselves, to rework from the ground up, right? To rework this idea of who we are, our divine feminine, our receptivity, what we're attracting into our life, so that we can go and put it back out. So at the end of the reading here, we see, again, a lot of page energy. So a lot of Daughter of Pentacles, a lot of learning with the High Priestess, a lot of tapping in to our source energy, going within, getting quiet in meditation, learning something new about who we are, about where we're going, about how we want to, after this week, after this process, showing up, right? So that we can bring total abundance. Page of Wands clarifying the Nine of Pentacles. And yes, could it mean that at the end of this week, at the end of this process, that we have completely let go of an attachment, of a relationship, right? Yes, it could literally mean that at the end of this period of introspection, that at the end of this period of cutting away things that don't serve, it's the end of this time where we are claiming our divine right to be the Empress in our lives, right? What does it mean to be successful? What does it mean to be valued and to love ourselves first? Yes, it could mean letting go of a relationship, letting go of an idea, building ourselves. Because what's new, Page of Wands on offer, is this brand new, you should find yourself after this new moon phase this week. You should find yourself inspired to go out into the world, and something new is going to be revealed to you. You're going to learn something new about yourself, about what you're dreaming of, about where you see yourself going, and the messages that are going to come through to you this week have the ability to set you on a brand new trajectory towards wealth, towards abundance, towards self-love, Um, this is really, really a beautiful, beautiful potential. So a couple of caveats with this, right? This isn't going to happen overnight. There is an adjustment period. I feel like we're in, again, the astrology. There's a little bit of a delay this week. There's a little bit of going back to the drawing board, of reworking, of rethinking, of again, checking in with spirit, with the divine, with your inner guidance. This is about understanding, though, what is possible. The wheel is always turning in our favor. It's always for our growth. It's always for our highest good and the highest good of everyone. So let's take a look at some of the oracles. I went ahead and shuffled each one of these 5 decks. So we've got Divine Feather Messenger, we've got Magickal Herb, we've got Wisdom of the Oracle, I've got Moonology, and I have the Blackmoon Astrology. So I started with, and I kind of went from right to left, because why not? And the astrology deck did yield 2 cards. 2 cards did pop out. So, and of course, I love when it does this. So it did give us the 4th house, which is the house of Cancer. Cancer is ruled by the moon. So this is a really significant new moon. This is initiatory first steps towards new. Okay, so we've come out of eclipse season now. We are into our first new moon. Post-eclipse, this is the new moon in Cancer. So again, here we see roots, right? So we're visiting the roots. We're visiting the 7 of Pentacles, the seeds that we have planted in the past. Okay, it's time to consider, okay, those roots of those things and how they have been feeding us and how they have been growing. What is the harvest they have brought us? And then I love that it came out with Aries, I am. Again, we've got a lot of Venus is with Mars. It's conjunct Mars right now, and Mars is the ruler of Aries. And so I would say this is sort of defining, who are you? Who are you at the root of this new moon cycle? Redefining who you are, what action you're going to take, where you see yourself going. Who are you becoming? These are going to be the sorts of themes for the week. And then with the Moonology, we had a time to give rather than take. Yeah. I think this is a really good idea to sit and think about who it is that you want to be in the world. It's not all about what you can receive, but also then once you have filled your cup, right? Once you have received what you need from the universe, where will you be able to then give back? How will you then be able to turn and, as we fill our cup up, as we become fulfilled within, that's where we're able to go out into the world and to really become effective. So I feel like this is just reminding us that it's not being selfish, right, to receive. It's not being, all about ourselves, right, to go through this process. But it's necessary, because if we don't get right, with this, if we don't grow who we are in this divine feminine, it's very difficult then to go out and to deliver in the divine masculine. There has to be a balance, right? there has to be a balance within us of the divine feminine and masculine. Feminine receives and masculine, goes out, takes action, creates, and gives back, right? So there has to be both of those things. And I think it's interesting that we've got a lot of divine feminine on the read, but then we have a lot of masculine up here in the advice. So something to consider. And then we had the peace card come out. And so this is understanding something here. And I think I may have mentioned it during the reading, actually. We have to understand that we can't really be attached to outcome, okay? Sometimes when we're going through this process of stepping back, going into this hanging man, going into this high priestess, learning, tapping in, asking God, divine source, our guides, our higher self. When we're tapping into this energy and we're in a mind space, in a state of mind of being open to receiving guidance, right? Being open to dealing with the changes that, are coming into our life. It's this radical acceptance, right? That there's not just one way to be, that things that need to go away and to renew, to be reborn, to be changed, to be cut away. It may be the case that you haven't considered, okay, what's about to come in before. And so this is just saying, look, be open, just have peace and understanding that, you're being taken care of. Things are happening for your highest good. I hate saying things are happening for a reason, but things are happening. Let's just put it that way. Things are happening. Don't be super attached to oh, I have to hold on to this relationship. I have to hold on to this vision. Be open to trying something different if that's what comes in, right? If you're being guided that, hey, having a new perspective, gaining a new perspective, cutting away, this old thought pattern, if removing the blindfold enables you to set off on a new path towards your own happiness, your own abundance, your own worth, your own self-mastery, your own self-discovery, be open to that, right? Don't be fixated on a particular outcome. Reflection. Yeah, here it is. And this, by the way, is the Magickal Herb Oracle. And so this is the lemon balm. And actually, I think, I think I'm going to read about the lemon balm because I don't automatically know what this herb... I can tell you about reflection. We don't really need to even go there because I already kind of did talk about it as far as, spending some time in that hanged man and inquiring. But here, let's take a look and see. In fact, I'll even put it right here so we can read it together. Reflection, lemon balm. Although there's a lot to reflect on and even to resonate with more closely, be very careful that you do not fall into melancholy. Oh, your faith may be tested. Use this time to appreciate what has gone before and think about how you can evolve no matter what has occurred, positive or negative. Your purpose will be connected with events and situations in some way, and you must listen to your inner truth and intuition, you guys. Though the path and details may seem very unfamiliar and the outcome hard to foresee, you are being guided with a greater wisdom. Wow, isn't that fantastic? It's true. It's true, and it's right here. That exactly came out in the cards today. So lovely. And finally, with my Divine Feather Messenger, I just love this little deck. It's just the sweetest little thing. We got the Canary. Step forward now and sing your song. There's power in finding your voice. Yeah, always. Be bold, be courageous, step into your power, step into your wisdom. That's what this is, stepping into your wisdom. Set yourself down a new trajectory. Even if it only means tweaking a little bit of what you've been doing up to this point. This is a great new moon. It may not seem so great this week. Like I said, you may find yourself a little bit in delay. You may find yourself a little bit feeling out of sorts around all these Venus themes, but that's okay. We're going to keep plugging away. We're going to keep going. You guys, it's July 2021. We're in the second half of the year. Keep pushing, keep hustling. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. And I wanted to say the overall energy at the bottom of the Ciro Marchetti deck, we got the 3 of Wands. Okay? This is waiting for those ships to come in. So take a pause, take a breather, go inside, understand what's coming, expect great things, and they'll come. Very simple. All right, you guys, I'm going to leave it right here. It's been fantastic. I went a little bit long today, but that's okay. It was a good reading. I hope you all enjoyed it. Please do like and subscribe to the channel. I do appreciate that very much. See you guys all on the next one. Bye.